So in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 unpopular reasons why men cheat. Cheating is any sexual behavior with someone of interest outside of your relationship. Cheating is spending time or money with someone of interest outside of your relationship. Cheating is providing emotional support and developing emotional attraction with someone of interest outside of your relationship. Cheating is hiding and lying about inappropriate activities with someone of interest outside of your relationship. Cheating is seeking or having sexual fulfillment or emotional fulfillment with someone of interest outside of your relationship. Cheating is any betrayal of trust, of security towards your partner, which would cause emotional damage, conflict, and distance because you are seeking fulfillment outside of your relationship. So that is cheating. So the first unpopular reason why men cheat would be they are emotionally immature. Emotionally immature guys find it hard to effectively communicate and process their emotions, and they would appear selfish and they appear aloof. Emotionally immature guys, they have low self-esteem, they lack self-worth, and they lack self-confidence, and they don't really feel valuable within themselves. So to feel like they have value, they need to have sex with a lot of women. Then they could brag to their friends and boost their ego. They take advice from their peers, and they would really feel humiliated if they were the one to get cheated on, so they might be cheating first. If they get caught cheating, they would blame it on their partner. They would do whatever it takes to justify their actions. Emotionally immature guys frequently complain and whine and insist that they are not being treated fair, and they are really petty. If you call them out on certain behaviors, they would blame you and argue with you for whatever conflict has happened in the relationship, even cheating. Emotionally immature guys, they lack insight within themselves, they lack insight with their own behavior. They refuse to own up to their own unhealthy behavior, which is cheating. They delay tough conversations because they are unable to make sense of their feelings, and it's really overwhelming for them to deal with emotions and feelings. So they delay tough conversations, they avoid tough topics. They also get overly defensive if you bring up something. And they have commitment issues. They lack accountability for their actions. You always sense an intimacy gap with them. You feel like you lack support and understanding and respect with emotionally immature guys. Emotionally immature guys feel entitled of being treated a certain way. They are unable to compromise and sacrifice for you. They get angry when things do not go their way. They have problems talking about emotions, and they find it very difficult to have empathy or sympathize with you. That is why they could cheat and not care or think that cheating is okay for them. Emotionally immature guys are addicted to drama. They don't understand, or they're not aware of what it is like to have a peaceful and meaningful commitment. They are unconsciously addicted to chaos and confusion. They like the thrill of sleeping with many women. Emotionally immature guys fear serious commitment. When things start to look serious, they will pull away. They don't want to commit to you, and they don't want to feel alone. So your relationship you could actually feel like you're in a relationship, but then you're not, and that gives them like the opportunity to be with other women. They believe that the world revolves around them. They're only thinking about their needs. They are self-absorbed. They pay no attention to your concerns and to your interests. That means that they are emotionally immature. They would not take your feelings into consideration. They are emotionally immature because they are guided by sexual desires and nothing more. They lack experience in long-term relationships. They lack experience in commitments. Right? He probably never had an example growing up about how a long-term relationship looks like, or guidance from his parents or his dad about how to have a long-term relationship. He probably never had a mature relationship. Maybe he talked bad about his exes, and he's always playing the victim in every situation. Switch topics. Very, very difficult to talk about important things, always sarcastic and make jokes. These are guys who are emotionally immature. They are detached with you because they know that there's a good chance that this relationship will fail and it would burn out, right? So it's even worse if he probably had a long-term relationship and it didn't work out because he was cheated on. So it will be very hard for him to trust in the future and have a long-term relationship. So he is impulsive and he's thrill-seeking and not really thinking things through. So he will be more prone to cheating, right? So that's the first reason why men cheat. It's an unpopular reason because they are emotionally immature. They lack experience with long-term relationship, and they are guided by sexual desires and lusts, and they act on that. The second unpopular reason why men cheat is because they are addicted to alcohol and drugs. They have ongoing problems with alcohol and drugs. They could be also addicted to sex and porn, and this would affect their decision making. They use sex, they use alcohol, they use drugs to numb the pain or forget about emotions, just to basically avoid problems in life. They use alcohol they use alcohol to self-medicate because they don't want to remember traumatic events in their life. Maybe they have depression and anxiety passed down by genetics. Maybe they start drinking at an early age. And being drunk and under the influence of alcohol can cause you to have risky behaviors like cheating and having sex with strangers and having unprotected sex, because drugs and alcohol reduces and clouds their judgment. So they might think that when they're drunk, oh, I don't have romantic feelings for her, so if I have sex with her, it's not really cheating, right? Their judgment is clouded. They might think of having an affair while they're sober, but they never act on it because they could have awareness and they know about the consequences if they do that. But when they're drunk, they feel so carefree and free, and they cheat. Also, they could probably be neglected physically and emotionally within the relationship, their current relationship, and they are using drugs and alcohol to forget about it and to avoid cheating. But then they get drunk and they meet a female where they're at and they get emotionally involved with her, and then they cheat and have sex. So alcohol and drug addiction cause men to cheat. right? The second unpopular reason why men cheat is because they were abused as a child. They have childhood baggage and they have past romantic infidelity. So if you have been emotionally abused, physically abused, sexually abused, you have a higher chance of cheating when you grow up if you have not resolved these unresolved issues. If you have not resolved these trauma from childhood and you have unresolved issues from childhood, you have a higher chance of cheating. So it's because of childhood baggage. And as a child, maybe they developed avoidant attachment style and they fear intimacy. And when you have an avoidant attachment style, yes, you fear intimacy, you are independent, you want to resolve all problems for yourself, you are distant, and you hardly communicate feelings and emotions, and then eventually they have a higher chance of cheating, right? And in the relationship, he could be feeling insecure, he could be feeling unloved from the past, from childhood trauma or from other past romantic relationships, and he's feeling unloved, not good enough, and maybe you are declining to have sex with him and he cheats, right? And also he could have experienced chaotic past romantic relationships where he was lied to and he was cheated on and betrayed and used, and he's really don't want to commit to you because of these past experiences, these toxic and unhealthy romantic relationships that he had, and combined with childhood baggage that he probably have not resolved, right? So cheating would distract them from this past pain. It would distract them from feeling betrayed, from feeling shame that they were cheated on, from feeling guilty and angry about the past in their childhood or a past romantic relationship. They use sexual infidelity as an excitement and as a distraction, as a way to self-soothe, to soothe the pain, to avoid feeling these wounds or hurt feelings from childhood. So yes, if they have not resolved these issues from childhood and they still have childhood baggage, they still feel like they still have poor self-esteem, they still feel unworthy, they still feel like they're not good enough, and they're looking for reassurance and validation and affirmation of self-worth. So they cheat because they had unmet needs, unmet emotional needs in childhood. And also maybe his father cheated on his mother, maybe his parents cheated on each other and he's mimicking his father. Maybe his father encouraged him to be with multiple women growing up, and he looks up to his father and he cheats. Maybe cheating is normal in the family and it doesn't seem like a big deal and he cheats. So that's another reason why men would cheat, because of childhood baggage, right? Next unpopular reason why men cheat is because of their emotional needs not being met in the relationship. They're probably feeling unfulfilled, unhappy, unsatisfied in their marriage or in their relationship. They don't feel valued, they don't feel emotionally supported, they don't feel appreciated, he might feel undesired, right? So he cheats looking to feel fulfilled. He might not communicate to you that he's feeling this way, he might not open up to you about feeling undesired. Most men, they do not discuss their feelings, they do not discuss their emotions or concerns with you. Some men, they just go and they cheat. Maybe some of them will come to you and talk to you about how they feel, and you probably were too busy with taking care of the kids and your work, and he still felt neglected, and you just had no energy, and you were exhausted and drained, and you probably had no time to have sex. You probably see sex as a chore. You probably lack enthusiasm, but you are burnt out and exhausted, and you had no time for him, so he cheat. Right? Men, they want to feel love, they want to feel affection, and they want to feel a connection. They might not communicate this to you, so they cheat. Some of them cheat because they want to remain in the relationship. They don't want to break up the family. The partnership with you might still be important to them, and they cheat. They are probably feeling undervalued, so they go to other women to feel praise, to feel recognized, to feel heard, to feel understood, to be listened to, because maybe you are too busy and you are exhausted, right? Yes, they probably said that they were feeling underappreciated. Maybe you forgot, you turned a blind eye, and you were too busy taking care of your career, doing your career, taking care of kids, and you probably did not resolve that issue, and he cheat. Some men cheat because they don't want to break up the family. They want to keep the family together. They don't want to go through a divorce. They stay together for the kids. And maybe there's financial restraints, so they cheat to stay in the relationship, which is very difficult to understand, maybe because I'm not a man, right? They cheat because they are feeling neglected, they are seeking validation, they feel insecure in the relationship, they lack confidence within themselves, they feel unseen, unheard, unappreciated, and unsupported within the relationship. And they might also be going through personal battles that has nothing to do with the relationship. And then they get hungry for attention and love and admiration, and to feel seen and to feel understood. And they look for this, and they end up cheating, looking outside of the relationship, because they feel disconnected within the relationship. Maybe he used sex to show you love and to be intimate with you, and these needs are not being fulfilled. Maybe he have sexual curiosity, he want to have more sexual experience with you, more appealing sex with you, but maybe because you are busy, as I said, with taking care of kids and work, which could be very difficult, and his needs is not met, and he cheat, right? So the fifth unpopular reason why men cheat is because of unrealistic expectations about the relationship, unrealistic expectations about marriage. Maybe he was forced to be with you, maybe you forced him to be with you, you manipulate him to be with you, maybe you bribed him, maybe he was bribed, he was tricked, he was guilt into being in a relationship that he didn't want to. Maybe the woman got pregnant to get a relationship or to get a marriage, and he cheated because he did not choose this woman for himself. He was forced or bribed or manipulated into being with her, so he cheats. Another unrealistic expectation could come about where the woman is the breadwinner, she is the primary earner in the relationship. And this could really damage a man's self-esteem and damage his self-worth, because he could feel useless and not good enough. And money is already a very stressful topic, and roles could get changed when you have the woman making more money than the man. So he might feel like he's not good enough. And maybe you yourself, as a woman in your relationship, maybe you are cheating also because you are the breadwinner and you are probably around a lot of guys working long hours, and you are probably cheating, so he cheats on you to get revenge. They cheat to preserve the marriage, to preserve the relationship, because they might be afraid of leaving. Maybe they think that you will ruin their life in some way. Maybe they think that it's a possibility that you could turn your whole family against him. Maybe he thinks that you would ruin him financially, or for some reason he's just afraid to leave. Right? So those are 5 unpopular reasons why men cheat. They are emotionally immature because they lack understanding and experience of being in a long-term relationship. They might be an alcoholic. They might be addicted to drugs, addicted to sex and porn. They might have been emotionally abused, physically abused, or sexually abused, and they did not resolve these issues. They have unresolved trauma from childhood, and that make it they are in a higher position, or they have a higher level of cheating if they did not resolve these issues. Right? They probably are feeling unappreciated, undervalued, neglected by their woman, because maybe the woman in the relationship is really busy with work and taking care of the kids. Right? Maybe there's lack of communication, lack of respect in the relationship, running away from problems, avoiding topics, and things go unresolved, and they cheat. Right? Yes, you probably have, as a woman, a very emotionally draining job. Maybe you are a nurse, maybe you are taking care of children, maybe you are a doctor, you are a therapist or a social worker or a teacher or something like that, or an accountant, or you give financial advice, or you take care of sick people. Whatever job that's emotionally draining, that makes you exhausted and burnt out, and also having to take care of your own children, could really damage your relationship and cause your partner to cheat, because you are exhausted and there's no time and space for him, so he cheat. Right? Some people, they just might force a man to be with them, force them, manipulate them, trick them, try to bribe them to be with them, and he did not choose you. He was forced to be with you, and he cheat because he didn't choose you. Right? And some people, they let go themselves in the relationship. They do whatever, they eat whatever, they act in many different ways. They lose their physical attractiveness, and men cheat. Right? So those are 5 unpopular reasons why men cheat. This is not a video to give a pass for men to cheat or saying that it's okay for men to cheat. It's just for enlightenment, just to share different reasons why men cheat and to gain more understanding why men cheat. It's not a pass. It's not an excuse for men to cheat. I'm not saying it's okay for men to cheat. Even myself, I cannot understand why someone would cheat to stay in the relationship. That sounds really difficult to understand. If you're staying for the kids and all of that, most of the time the kids already know that you're cheating. Kids are very observant. They know everything that's going on. Right? So you're probably setting a bad example, and you probably eventually would get a divorce. If you're a man, you're probably just weak and don't have enough balls and guts to go to your wife and figure out a way to solve the problem. You just go to cheating. And I'm a woman, I don't understand that. If you are in a commitment and you're in a marriage, you should not be cheating. Anyway, this is the end of this video, and see you in the next video.